So greetings from Pennsylvania once again, and we're back at it today in our Union Canal series. Right behind me is where we left off last time. That's Christmas Village Road, where it goes over the Towpath Creek. And back behind me is the remnants of the canal. And when we ended here last time, it was on a bit of a discouraging note. I was kind of disappointed at the lack of permissions I had received from property owners, but that's changed quite a bit actually. I got a lot of good news on that. But yeah, I got got a safety vest on. I did about a 1.5 mile road walk to get to here, because we'll make our way back, and that's kind of, I parked back that way, so that's the way it works out, these trips sometimes, these hikes. Yeah, there she be. But in that last video, we were standing roughly here, looking down that way. That's the remnants of the canal. Of course, the Towpath Creek is right over here. I remember standing there, looking down this way, and like I said, feeling a bit discouraged because we didn't have permission to explore this section at all yet. But like I said, that has changed. So a little bit, we're gonna be heading down that way. Yes, let me yap for a little bit. Like I said, things have changed. I think the day after I finished filming that last episode, I got 3 more permissions, and a few more came in. And some of the property owners wanted to meet with me. That was loads of fun. Got some traffic up there. Several of them took me around on like their 4x4 or their, what do you call it, their quad or the side-by-side, showed me around the farm, showed me where the locks were on their property, just kind of showed me around. It was fun. And then through several of these property owners, they had connections with some of the other property owners that hadn't given me permission yet, and I got permission that way, so that was pretty awesome. And also too, I'm allowed to walk in the creek here. The property owners don't own the creek, so because I talked with some of the property owners about that. So on the places I don't have permission, I will just walk in the creek. I have my waders on my pack, so we'll do it that way. Instead of doing like a road walk I had mentioned in the previous video, we can at least walk in the creek. Sometimes the canal isn't right next to the creek, but it's the best we can do in those situations. It's much better than, like I said, doing a road walk. So in a little bit we'll get going. I'll take I don't need this vest on to be down here. Probably might take a jacket off. Doing the road walk here kind of warmed me up a little bit. It's a little bit chilly this morning, but should get warmer later today. Probably gonna do 2 videos today. Split this journey up into 2 videos. It's quite a long trek we're gonna do today. There's a total of 4 locks along this whole trek. Locks 35 to 32, I think. And I know at least one of them is there. I've seen one of them, or what's left of it. So I got to take a look. There's gonna be a little bit of change too. Now that I'm on private property, I'm gonna make a few changes too. Let me talk to you about that in a moment here as well. Yes, I'm just quick tell you those changes. I know I'm kind of yapping a lot here, but I got a lot to explain for this as the series goes on. But yeah, in previous videos, I kind of gave more specific directions as to where some of the locks were located by putting maps up. I'm not gonna do that in this case. Yeah, I get it. If you're determined, you can figure out where I am, where some of these locks are. And why am I doing that? Just respecting the property owners here and their property. You know, and probably the most important thing to realize is just because I'm here filming, and there's some herons or some ducks behind me. Just because I have permission to be here doesn't mean that you do, right? I went to the effort to get permission from the owners, so it's okay for them to be here. It's not an open door, an open invitation for anybody just to come down to these places, because some of the property owners are talking about some of the problems they have with people trespassing their property. Because people kayak and tube down here. One property owner had people like literally camping in his backyard. One dude found it was leg hold traps or animals. He found open ones on his property. People, all kinds of people, metal detecting. One family found people in their horse barn, just walking around the horse barn, like, what are you doing here? And they're just like, oh, we just thought we'd check things out. And it's like all kinds of weird stuff that people are kind of disrespectful about. So I'm just trying to be as respectful as I can to the property owners. I'm not going to be filming their houses or giving locations of where I am. But like I said, if you are determined, you probably could figure it out. But for me to be respectful to them, that's the way it's going to be when I'm on private property. All right, enough blabbing. Let's get going. All right, so here we go. Let's begin the next stage of this journey. Got a beautiful shot looking down that way. Yeah, all the beautiful wildflowers. These are that lesser celandine. I think they go by different names, but they're just carpeting the area here. But onwards we go. So in this episode, we're gonna do locks 35 and 34. And 35 is not too far up this way. Not sure if there's anything left of these two, but we're gonna find out. See, once again, we are kind of walking on the old towpath trail here. And this section of the canal actually still has some water in it. So that's cool. A lot greener than last time we were out here. Birds are singing. Train whistle in the background. You just clearly see the canal just continuing onwards up there. You can clearly see the raised part of the towpath trail here. It's beautiful down here. A little bit away from the towpath is right there, but it's pretty overgrown. Canal's going up through that way. Got some frogs. Sound like peepers, spring peepers. Yeah, here's where those peepers are singing from. This is the canal in here. Right here, you can hear them. It's kind of a pond now, though. We'll try walking on the towpath trail again. Kind of thorny. You know, I think I see Lock 35 up there. I see some stonework. We'll find out in a bit, though. Yeah, because it narrows up quite a bit up there. Alright, so we just came down from that direction. Right here's the canal, and this has to be Lock 35 right here. See how everything just kind of narrows down here. See some of the stonework. That's not the original outside stonework. That's like the rubbly stone on the inside. But over here you do have some of the outer dressed stone, as we call it, on this side. I see a little bit up there, but as you know, a lot of times they robbed this stone away when a canal was abandoned and used it elsewhere. Yeah, this is one of the locks. Of course, remember the locks are used to raise the water level for the boats. We went through all that in the past. Alright, Lock 35. Gotta get the GPS coordinates for this. A few pictures. We'll move on. Let's see if we can get a better look at it from the other side, maybe. Yeah, there is Lock 35. And at this point, I should probably start adding an E to the end of the numbers on the locks. So this is Lock 35E, which means Lock 35 East. Because once we get to what's called the summit level of the canal, its midpoint or highest level, and it starts heading, west, they use the same numbers for the locks. So there's going to be a Lock 36 West as well. So we'll probably start adding E's to designate that difference. I'm just on the other side of the lock here. Let's walk up this way to get another look at it. Yeah, okay, here's the end of it. You can see that some of that curved stone over there. That's the end of it. Just looking back up the lock this way. You can see some of the old stonework all crumbled, but a lot of it was taken out. The stonework you're seeing there was like the fill. And the canal goes onwards. And then here's one last look at Lock 35. Look into it from this direction. You can see the end of it right there, some of the nice curved dress stone. I guess they left that there because that stone's curved, so they wouldn't really necessarily be able to reuse it much elsewhere. But the other nice, straight rectangular blocks were perfect for using elsewhere. That's why they're gone. Yeah, lock 35, cool. Got the GPS coordinates for it. And then the canal continues on this way, but I have to make my way to the creek soon. I do not, because coming up here I do not have permission. Large section of property, so we're going to move into the creek just a little bit here. Yeah, so getting the GPS coordinates is kind of one of the things that's important to me, because I haven't seen anywhere online where there's any kind of database for where exactly all these locks are located. And there's old historical maps that you can look at, but you have to kind of compare them to the modern maps, and it's not always the easiest thing. If you have GPS coordinates, then it tells you right where they are. So, working on that, just for more preservation and historical stuff. Alright, so like I said, we gotta find a place to get our waders on. The canal and the creek are right next to each other here. Alright, well, one last look at the canal through here. Here's the towpath trail, but I got my waders on, and time to get in the creek. Like I said, my permission kind of runs out at this point for this section, so we're gonna make our way down through the creek. Of course, right here is the towpath trail, so at this point the canal is right next to the creek. It will always be like that, but for now it is. Alright, we are in. Water isn't too deep, it's up to my knees. It is cold, I can feel it through the waders. Alright, yeah, Russ, right there is the towpath trail for our canal. So keep on going. And I know some people out there might be wondering, well, what's the big deal about filming on private property? They'll never know you're there. Well, when you upload videos publicly to YouTube, people do know that you were there. Even if the landowner themselves doesn't watch the video, someone else tells them, hey, some dude was on your property, and yeah, things can go south from there. So that's one of the main reasons. It's also just respect. You're just being respectful of people. It's their land. But it also keeps you out of trouble too, which is not a bad reason. So sometimes you just gotta make do with what you have. Yeah, so just making our way down the creek. A few deeper sections, but once again, right up here is the towpath trail. So at this point, we're right near the canal. At some points, it does bend a little bit away from the creek itself, but there's no locks in that section, so it'll be okay. I mean, I'd love to actually walk in the whole length of it, but as we've seen in other sections, that's not always possible. Alright, I gotta pay attention to where I'm walking. Yeah, once again, you can see the top of the towpath trail right there. So we're still following the canal. Just trying to stay in the shallower parts. Creek here. Beautiful area though. Yeah, I can see the posted signs up there for that property. Once again, our canal is still right up there. Gotta keep my eyes on the creek too, make sure I don't step into a deep spot and disappear. Tell you what though, this current is pretty strong. Walking through here. Gonna get a workout. Yeah, so even up here you can see the towpath. You can see there's it's a cutout in there. You see the cliffside there. They made the canal goes right through there. So even from down here in the creek we can still see where the canal cut through the hillside here a little bit. They dug that all out. Yeah, right here the current speeds up, a little easier spot up ahead. Once again, looking up, you can clearly see where the canal is. It'll be down in there, but you can see the cut that it made through the hillside here, going up that way. So once again, there's the canal, the towpath right there. And here's a section. The creek is going to take a bend now. Goes this way and bends that way, but the canal kind of takes the bend a little bit earlier and kind of veers away from the stream a little bit at this point. Man, it's a beautiful section through here. Kind of looking back the way we came around that bend. Like I said, the canal is more inland at this point, but best we can do. We'll join up with it in a bit. Once you get past this section of private property, I have permission for the next. So we can follow it once again. Follow the actual canal. There's a nice shallow section through here, but looking back onto their property, I can kind of see way up past that tree right there. I can kind of make out what I think is a towpath trail. Let me zoom in a little bit actually. Yeah, I think you can see, hopefully it's showing up right. Oh, hold steady. My finger, there's my blurry finger right in there. You can see it straight. I believe that's the towpath trail right there. So it's out there. We just can't get to it. But that's okay. We're gonna keep going. Yeah, these shallower sections are just a lot easier to walk through. A lot safer too. My legs are getting quite the workout. Walking upstream through these slightly deeper areas really makes them work. Getting the shallow area here. Alright. Alright, so the stream is starting to bend to the right now, which is a good sign. We're heading out of this loop now. This will start taking us back towards Christmas Village Road again. We kind of looped away from it. And then we'll be able to get out of the creek soon again. And hook up back with the canal. Although it's been fun, wouldn't mind getting out. Alright, so our friend, the canal, has returned. The towpath trail is actually just right there again. A lot closer to us. All these beautiful yellow wildflowers. These are that lesser celandine, they're called. Beautiful spring day. Alright, so we are up out of the water now. As you can see, over there's the creek. Glad to be out of it. And over here is the canal. Right here is our towpath trail. Not sure exactly where the property line changes, but I think I'm right about in that location or thereabouts. But looking back, here you can clearly see the canal. This section has some water in it, so that's cool. Nice to see our friend again. And just up this way is Christmas Village. They put on an absolutely awesome Christmas display every holiday season. Most of the local people know about it. Yes, here we are. Now we're walking right in the canal again. Yeah, and this section is actually mowed. Kept nice. So I guess our canal is actually more down over there. We're walking on the towpath right here. Yeah, Chris's village keeps it mowed, and actually the next property I go to, they keep it mowed too, so it'll be nice. There are some ducks. Those are wood ducks, actually. We'll try and zoom in on them later. Oh, if they're flying too far away now. All right. Yeah, but over here's our canal again. Nice not to fight mud and briars, and it's good to be out of the creek again. Yeah, and just up the way here is an old bridge. It's abandoned. Not sure when that fell out of use. But just on the other side of that, I think, is where lock 34 should be, or if there's anything left of it from looking at the old maps. But we'll see if there's anything there or not. And I need to find a place to eat some lunch. Let me check what time it is. Walking through that creek made me hungry. Yeah, it's 12:30, so it's time to eat something. Yeah, out that way is the old bridge. It still has the actual bridge part, but the road is closed. You can kind of see the road going up that way. Alright, it might be a good place to eat lunch, we'll see. Yeah, so there's the old bridge. They have it all fenced off, so we'll let that go. But the Towpath Creek curves off that way, makes a big loop down that way. But the canal actually is over here, so it's a little ways away from the creek. But we have permission to be on this part, so that's cool. And of course, up that way is Chris's village. You can kind of see some of the decorations out there. But all right, let's get going. So that's oh, that's right. Lock 34. Might be around here somewhere, we'll see. Gotta find the towpath trail here. Yeah, so here's our canal. I don't know if... I'm trying to think. I do see some stonework there. I don't know if lock 34 was right here. According to the maps, it was right next to... This is an old road. This is what, Grand View Road. But those rocks that were... stones that were used to the bridge look an awful lot like ones used for the Union Canal, the locks, but I don't know. Maps made it look like the canal would have gone right through here, but this is all obliterated here. So not sure if the canal was here. I mean, not the canal, but the lock 34. But we need to cross over here without getting too muddy. Investigate this. Yeah, I just came back to take a look at the old bridge. Kind of wonder if some of these stones were part of the lock 34 at one point. Of course, the old maps show this bridge being here too, but I don't know. All right, just wanted to take a look. All right, so they have a little trail here to get us up to the towpath. Looks like there's an old bridge up here too. Not sure how sturdy this thing is. It's okay. As long as you walk on the middle beam. Watch out for the nails. Then right here's our towpath trail, and just over there's the canal then. Alright, so I'm gonna guess, I do see some stone down there. I believe this right here is lock 34. Right in here. Let's see if we can get a little bit closer. Yeah, see right in here there's some stone. Not just any stone, but it looks a lot like cut and dressed stone. Part of the canal here, or the lock 34 over here. You have some more. So I'm thinking this is where lock 34 was. Even has that shape here on the end. Just lacks all the stonework. Same with over here. So we're gonna call this lock 34. And then of course you can see the canal head up that way. So I'm gonna go ahead and get the GPS coordinates for this spot. And I'll get back with you if I don't sink in the mud here. Alright, so like I said, I'm pretty sure this is where lock 34 was. It just has that look right here. Most of the stonework is gone except for like one big piece there. Alright, but that'll be it for this video then, this section of the Union Canal. I'm going to continue on today. Got a huge section I'm doing. I'm going to split, like I said in the beginning, I'm going to split this up. So that'll be the end of this one. We got locks 35 and 34 in this video. I know most of this video was just walking in the creek, which, you know, it is what it is. It's better than doing a road walk and just skipping the whole section altogether. So, alright, like I said, you do what you can with what you have sometimes. But anyway, it was still fun. It was still an adventure. Thanks for coming along, and hopefully I'll see you on the next one, which will be the next section here.